This is gonna be one of those vids, man. One of those streams. I'm not gonna be on too long. I just had midterms, and um, not only did I just get done doing midterms, but I got more work to do. So there's that. I also have to work on the Archie versus Goku video. That has to come too. So there's a lot I have to get done. A lot I gotta get done. A lot of work I need to do. And then Goku versus Ben 10. So there's a lot that needs to get done. In the middle of that, I can't waste time making vids on every single Sonic dick rider that chooses to make a video on me. So in lieu of that, I'm just going to do a live stream. It's also really hot in the room that I'm in, by the way. So if I sound really like low energy, that's why. But I got mentioned in this, like, in all honesty, where does Sonic scale? Like I said in my videos, base, low multi, barely 5D. I can't even grant him that. I can't grant him that. There's no scaling that gets him there. Solaris is the strongest villain that Sonic has ever faced. The strongest enemy. Just like concurrently. And he is the only 5D being that exists within the Sonic lore. So yeah, no. Where do I scale the Master Emerald? I have it over the Phantom Ruby. Anyone thinking that it's like not stronger than the Phantom Ruby, they lied to you. I think they take it off that one statement of Eggman saying like, now that I have this power, I can do a certain thing. But it's like, again, if a gun kills a man, just as like, if a gun kills a man, why do I need a tank? It doesn't make any sense. All right, let me find this dumbass video, man, so I can get this right. All right. I'm zoned out. I ain't gonna lie, I'm zoned out. Um, all right, let's get to it, man. Can I even see this? All right, check in. Let's get to it, man.
Everyone is clamoring to the fact that the egg salamander.
What the hell? Okay, what? Is there any audio even here? Am I?
Everyone is clamoring to the fact that the egg
So I guess there's just no audio there, but okay.
salamander had the wise idea to essentially fuse Sonic and Blaze's dimensions together. Now, obviously, that would refer to Sonic and Blaze's spatial and temporal dimensions that quite literally houses their world, right?
I can't stand debunk videos that don't just speed up the points they're debunking. Obviously, we've seen the video, bro. Come on, we know. I'll put it like 1.3.
Well, duh. Except for the fact that some people think that it scales higher than 4D for some reason because of this scan right here. Now, this is me generously assuming that this scan canonically takes place before or during the same
Of it being pan-dimensional, I mean, it can encapsulate. That's fine. It being pan-dimensional just means like it encapsulates all higher and lower dimensions, which is fine. That just be a 5D thing, which is cool. I have no problem with that.
time of Sonic Rush, and if it doesn't, then I don't understand how y'all are trying to say that this was created during that time. But even then, this is a tesseract. Basically, take a cube and extend it into the fourth dimension. That's a tesseract. Now, Sonic fans then proceed to say that because this exists inside of Sonic's universe, and also the fact that Sonic's universe has linear time, well, essentially that would make this a 5D universe. If you were fucking stupid and didn't actually read this comic. In this issue, it is openly explained to us by Tails that Eggman created a pocket zone that he can manipulate the laws of physics in. It still follows the rules and abides by the properties of 3D space and 1D time.
This is a classic reduction fallacy, oversimplifying something higher dimensional into normal 3D terms. Merging to entire universes, both with their own timelines, is still multiversal by definition.
Okay, I don't know what he's talking about. Hold on. Go back to the fallacy. Oversimplified cause fallacy. When a contributing factor is assumed to be the cause, or when a complex array of causal factors is reduced to a single cause. It is a form of simplistic thinking that implies something is either a cause or it is not. It overlooks the important fact that, especially when referring to human behavior, causes are very complex and multidimensional. That describes nothing of what I gave. Okay. So he's saying that because I'm literally quoting the scan in question. Oh my God. Okay. So for those that need the context, in the scan, they join, like they jump in that pocket realm, in that pocket zone. Sonic looks at bro and he's like, "Hey, Tails, we just saw that Tesseract. What are you making of this space? What is this? Where are we at right now?" And he's like, "Oh, yeah, we're in a place, right? In a pocket zone where Eggman can circumvent the laws of physics, like laws of physics and spatial laws." I put that scan in the video. I think I still have it on my I might still have it. Hold on. Yeah, I guess, bro. I guess using like the direct quote from Tails himself is fallacious, which it's laughable in and of itself, but I'll leave it be for right now because I still need to get to the point that I need to prove. So let me go ahead and, was it put in my screenshots or did I download it as a PNG? I can't remember. I can't remember. It was for sure PNG. It was PNG. Here it is. Here it is. All right. So this is when they see the Tesseract right there on the screen. They see the Tesseract right here. Okay. Then I'm gonna put up another one just to show you what I'm talking about. All right. So they put one up. And then again, directly asked. And y'all, if y'all want to read it yourselves, y'all can. Got a theory about what we're looking at, bud? My hypothesis is that Eggman created a space where he can somehow circumvent normal spatial laws, thus allowing him to construct an autonomously tessellating, proportionally expansive structure without concern over typical physical limitations. If I can find sufficient evidence for this to be a theory, if I can find sufficient evidence to support my hypothesis, it'll be a theory, right? He then proceeds to name the instances that allow him to present the theory in question. What are we talking about? That's not oversimplified. What do you mean? Am I in delusion? Am I in the Lululand? Bro, what's my bad? I blanked myself out of existence. All right, but yeah, like I said, I don't know what's going on, bro. You're tripping. You're doing too much. But and if I could find the exact issue, I can't remember what issue of IDW that is, but if I can remember the exact issue, I'll put it up on the screen and we can literally review it and read it, and I'll show Eggman's confirmation actively. I don't have to waste time with that.
Classic reduction fallacy, oversimplifying something higher dimensional into normal 3D terms.
You're presupposing that it's higher dimensional, but keep going.
Merging to entire universes, both with their own timelines, is still multiversal by definition. Calling it just 3D plus time doesn't downscale anything. That's just a visual metaphor. Blaze helping.
What? So wait, nigga, what? What? So 3D space and 1D time is a visual representation now. So what are higher dimensions then? What would the higher dimensions of Sonic be? That doesn't make any sense. Like, first of all, 3D space and 1D time is directly explained to us within multiple issues of Sonic and Tails Tube. What are we talking about? So to ignore that for some type of scaling is the definition of disingenuous. But all right,
thing doesn't produce the scale it, just explains how they pulled it off. By this logic, if
buddy, it explains how they pulled it off, and the root of explaining how they pulled it off is the debunk. It explains how they pulled off something that is supposed to be tessellating in 3D space and 1D time. Someone didn't graduate.
merging to full universes is low, then what even counts as high?
I don't know, maybe read the versus battle wiki. First of all, high multiversal isn't even a thing. Well, it is in character stats and profile, but let's talk about the versus battle wiki for right now. It's not a thing. It's just multiversal and then multiversal plus. So if you want to call it high multiversal, that's fine. And if you want the tiering system definition, I can give that to you right now, because they can just explain it better than I can. There's no reason. I don't really feel the need to do all this, bro. It's not that serious. All right. As you can see, multiversal characters or objects that can significantly affect, create, or destroy. Larger multiverse is composed of 1,000 or 1,001 to any higher finite number. I hate when it does that. My bad. There we go. Let's repeat it again for the class. Objects that can significantly affect, create, or destroy. Larger multiverse is composed of 1,001 to any higher finite number of separate space-time continuums. Multiversal plus is literally take this and then just like make it a countably infinite number of space-time continuums. You have multiversal plus. And again, the time, like bro, what? Like, the Egg Wizard's not doing that. He's not doing that. He's not achieving these feats. He was able to fuse two space-time continuums together. Two, and that's being generous. So no. Y'all not gonna do this, bro. Come on, y'all gassing it for nothing. Back to the video, bro.
World, and honestly, I'm kind of tired of talking about this, but I'll go ahead and get this out the way. So obviously, all of this comes from this scan right here, where it talks about imaginary world being a different dimension where reality and dreams coexist, and it talks about how the dreams of imaginary world come from everyone across the entirety of the multiverse. Firstly, the term different dimension does not prove a qualitative superiority over the current dimension. That's not at all inherently correlated. Different dimension can quite literally mean another dimension that exists parallel to the Sonic multiverse.
That's a category error. The imaginary world isn't a physical space. It's an archetypal nexus where all dreams across realities converge. It exists.
Prove this claim. Also, it's verbatim called a different dimension. So okay. Please prove this claim of it being aspatial. I would love for proof of that, or an archetypal. Yeah, all that.
Isn't a physical space.
Yeah,
it's an
prove that.
archetypal nexus where all dreams across realities converge.
Wholly selective basis. Can you prove the selective basis there? Like the two can coexist. That's not a defeater to the argument, but okay.
It exists beyond time, beyond space, and beyond measurement.
Prove this.
Saying dreams don't have coordinates actually proves the opposite. It's not spatial, because it's metaphysical. Trying to measure an archetype in 3D terms completely misses the point.
You just proved my point. Thank you so much. Oh my god. First of all, it's verbatim stated that the real and the dreams coexist. So I would be asking you to scale the actual nature of the realm, not just the dreams. But sure, we can move on past that. I also could make it verbatim, or I'm not gonna do that. But for right now, again, dreams aren't real. That's fine, but dreams aren't being destroyed. Dreams aren't real. But what's actually in the realm? There are certain things in the realm that do exist physically. Like this is stated multiple times. Why are we? Anyway, can we prove the point of like the realm in totality, like being, what's the name? Like non-spatial? I would love a proof of that. I would love a proof of that.
First and foremost, I do not deny that Solaris is a 5D being. I've already admitted that, and I quite literally proved it in my original video. The problem only really comes in when people try to argue that Sonic Silver and Shadow scale to Solaris. That's an issue, because in truth, they don't. Upon Solaris' physical body coming into existence, it's verbatim stated that when he comes into existence, he creates a nexus of time and space being intersected. This would then mean that the points of the past, present, and future in all higher and lower dimensions of space are now merged into one singular point. This is then backed up when the final battle actually starts. Eggman openly states that Solaris is a superdimensional being, and he has a body of light to represent that. And because of that, normally, Sonic Silver and Shadow could not harm his body.
That's an unsupported assumption with zero text evidence. Solaris
You didn't read anything that was on the screen, but okay, go ahead.
was never said to be weakened or anchored. In fact,
I all right, I'm gonna let him explain before I cook him, but go ahead.
the game explicitly shows Solaris existing across all time past, present, and future simultaneously. The trio erased it from all of time, removing a being that transcends temporal existence. If we start assuming every villain anchors themselves when Sonic fights them, then every victory becomes invalid. That's not logic, that's denial.
Hold up. Holy straw man. First of all, I never said that every villain is assumed to be anchored, firstly. Secondly, and most importantly, you didn't read anything that was stated. All right, so again, we're gonna go back in the video because you have my video here. All right. That body of light is proof of a superdimensional life form against a body that has absorbed various dimensions. Half-hearted attacks will no longer have any effect. What's the next thing that's stated by
Where
this?
shadow could not harm his body.
That's an
No,
unsupported.
Present and future in all higher.
No, you're not gonna do that. You're not gonna show right. You're not gonna cut the evidence out of context. Come on, we can't do that. You gotta be willing to show the evidence in full, bro. You can't do that. Come on, bro. What you doing? So I'm gonna go ahead and show the raw kanji to prove my point real quick. Because apparently we got some doofuses here that did not read anything that was in my video. They just chose to mindlessly make points. So let me help them out real quick so they can understand what they're talking about before they ever choose to pipe up with an ego again. All right. Where do we start? Okay. So here. Okay. Pops up. This is the raw kanji. And then if I could show the next scan. Gonna put this up there. I should have it collaged, but I'm not gonna do that. But in this dimension, there must be surely something that is maintaining his existence. Now I'm not the sharpest tool in the shed. I'll never claim to be. However, I just want to make sure we are of firm belief, like that words do have meaning. And again, in the previous statement, Eggman talks about how Solaris is superdimensional and how his body is reflective off of him absorbing dimensions. So what he should be doing to the current nexus that he's in right now is absorbing it. However, there is something there maintaining his existence there. He's not just passively absorbing everything around him, which is an anchor by definition, proving his superdimensional essence being neutralized. So where is this not being textually supported? So is it not being textually supported, or are you just not comprehending the textual support? All right, then. I'm gonna go ahead and get a charger for my computer. I'll be right back. We'll take a brief intermission while we'll be right back. Lock in, y'all. All right, I got my charger. I ain't gonna lie, this is such a waste of my time. Like, all right, let's finish this up.
In lower dimensions, Solaris is a superdimensional.
Every
Yeah,
Virtual
just
reality.
holy straw man, and also just you being pig-headed and not tracking. All right, this is him talking about null space or addressing my null space argument.
valid. That's not logic, that's denial.
Null space is verbatim stated to literally be a virtual reality illusion that tricks the mind into believing that it's so real that it physically hurts you in real life. It's also not infinite, as Sonic in the original translation just describes
Go
it as a
ahead,
place
D-Voice
that
Store.
doesn't have any end,
Yes,
but
sir.
we can't see the end. So in truth, null space does not exist. Next.
That's cherry-picking the parts of canon that fit their argument. The
Oh God. All right. Go ahead.
game literally describes null space as a place where absolutely nothing exists, and closed off from every dimension. That's
So you just proved it's non-existent. Oh my. So you just proved that it's an illusion. It doesn't exist. Thanks for proving the point. So if I decide to take a computer program, right, and I don't know, delete it from existing, am I all of a sudden able to affect non-physical thing? Come on, you sound stupid. It's an illusion. It's literally a program. It's an illusion made to make people think that it's real, and that is the hurting thing. What are you talking about?
not virtual reality. That's a dimensionless void.
Hold on. How are you saying that I'm cherry picking and then you proceed to cherry pick what is stated to fit your interpretation? I'm going by what's directly stated. Sonic literally says, oh, yeah, this is the null space. There is no end in sight. So then he proceeds to describe that it's a construct made from the Phantom Ruby. Go back to where I described the scans again. This is the null space. I get it now. An eternal prison with no end in sight. And then I found it. This is this is a virtual reality weapon, Phantom Ruby, a fearful weapon that dominates all of people's cognitive abilities and misguides the brain into perceiving illusions as real. This is the null space. I got it now. What are we talking about? Y'all about to piss me off, bro. You're not reading what's stated. Sonic, hold on. This is the last statement that Sonic makes before they all jump in, right? This is the first thing. Second statement. Final statement. Sonic's concluding statement is that the null space is a creation of the Phantom Ruby that is a fearful weapon, and it dominates all the people's cognitive abilities and makes people perceive illusions as real. Perceiving illusions as real. This is the null space. Like, but bro, come on, man. He's about to piss me off.
And closed off from every dimension. That's not virtual
It's
reality.
an illusion.
That's a dimensionless void. Sonic escaping it with pure speed proves he transcended dimensional barriers.
No, he didn't, because it's not real. Like, what are we talking about? No, he didn't. No, he didn't. No, he didn't. He cognitively broke out of an illusion. Cool. His mental synapses, or like his speed, upped his synapses, and that allowed him to break free of cognitive mind control. That's cool, but that's not transcending dimensional barriers. What? What? Bro,
If your VR headset breaks the laws of existence, it's not virtual anymore.
So the end is verbatim stated to be.
it doesn't break the laws of existence. Who told you that? Who told you that? Bro, I'm done, man.
With a Dark Gaia. Now, I'm under the belief that this Dark Gaia is not the same strength as the one that we see in Sonic Unleashed. The reason being for this is the generation's timeline split. Now, it's heavily debated when the modern era of Sonic kicked in. Some people think that it's Sonic 4, some people think that it's Sonic Adventure. So for convenience of this video, I'm going to go with Sonic Adventure, and I'm going to make sure that everyone understands this really quickly. Basically, what I'm saying is everyone who was a part of the timeline split got weaker. That means Sonic himself, his friends, the villains, they all got weaker. This would include Dark Gaia. I mentioned this because Dark Gaia is then verbatim stated to be equal to the end. So I'm going to tie this up really simply. The end is stated equal to a weaker Dark Gaia than what appears in Sonic Unleashed, and the Dark Gaia that we see in Sonic Unleashed is literally weaker than Solaris by every metric. Solaris's power is super dimensional and exists across all of time and space.
That's a false equivalence. The end isn't a monster, it's the concept of death itself.
Please prove this. Oh my god. Also, can you prove it's a true abstraction and not a mental idea? Because I'll get to that.
Something Sage confirms governs fate, law, and time.
So fate manipulation, time manipulation, what does that have to do with abstraction?
That's an abstract entity representing metaphysical inevitability.
Prove that. You're just saying so. You're not proving anything. Also, hold on. This nigga's finna irritate me, bro. Yeah, because I really want to know. Does anyone have any statement of Sage being able to govern fate in time? Because that's not what's stated. She just has the will to try and change it. She wants to change fate. She wants to change time, or he or she. I can't remember. All these irrelevant characters I want to mention try to upscale Sonic. If anyone has any statement proving this to be the case, and not just some random claiming it for their own benefit, let me know.
Sonic resists cyber corruption that Sage describes as transcending causality and then directly defeats the end. So even by their
So why does a knowledge claim prove any type of like objective truth or any type of like logical necessity? I'm confused there. Secondly, and most importantly, um, can we see these statements? Can you stop just making claims? Can you show them? Yeah, it had nothing. I was like, what? It has nothing to do with like spatial temporality. I was like, what's going on there? Also, if they could also just be referring to like mental ideas, but that's not gonna waste my time. My point is, can we get statements for this? Like, because you're just making claims and not proving.
Quantify or give a true metric as to how he's above Solaris by any stretch of the imagination.
That's the classic false dilemma. Acting like something only matters if you can measure it with a calculator. Sonic's growth isn't unquantified. It's consistent and observable.
Those are not defeaters at all. It can be a consistent and observable low tier amp. 0.5, 0.5, 0.5, 0.5, 0.5. That's observable. That's observable, and it's consistent, but it's not massive at all. So if you can't quantify it or put any type of narrative consistency behind it, hence why I said give it a metric, then you can't put this at, oh yeah, he gets massively stronger. He gets massively stronger. You can't say that because there's no evidence to support it. So again, another straw man for you. Here we go, man.
Every game gives Sonic an
Prove this.
and he surpasses them each time.
Prove this.
It's literally a narrative through line.
Prove that.
Solaris wipes out all of time. Sonic beats him.
With help more on that attacking the weak spot, and on top of that, he was anchored and dimensionally weakened. That's not surpassing him.
Dark Gaia overpowers the planet's life force. Sonic beats him.
How is that stronger than what? How is that stronger than Solaris? And again, Sonic needed light Gaia's help to do this, and he attacked the weak point. He didn't surpass him.
Time Eater erases timelines. Sonic beats him.
With another Sonic. What? With another Sonic and the Time Eater had Supersonic. What are we talking about? Huh?
Infinite bends dimensions and creates voids. Sonic
He does not bend dimensions. He creates illusions. You're ODing.
beats him.
He literally needed the Avatar to help him do that. He got beat all three. Bro, he got beat all 3 times he fought him. He fought him 3 or 4. 4 times. The first 3 times. The first time he got bodied, right? The second time he got bodied. The third time, Infinite's aura was crushing this man on the floor. It took the Phantom Ruby being weakened, right? And the Avatar boost as a means of helping him beat Infinite. And he still couldn't do it. What is he talking about?
The end controls fate and law. And guess what?
No, he doesn't. But keep going.
Sonic beats that too. That's not unquantifiable.
Like, bro, it's like me making a random claim. Like, bro, oh my God. Anyone can make some type of knowledge claim about what they can do with their power. That doesn't mean it's objectively backed by anything. It's like Vegeta saying that he's a Super Saiyan on Namek. There's nothing supporting that narratively. He can make the claim all day and night. That doesn't support it as truth. Anyway, my bad. Back to this.
That's documented. Measurable growth in narrative escalation.
You didn't escalate anything. There was no escalation there. The Time Eater isn't an escalation from Solaris because the Time Eater was doing what Solaris was doing on a lower tier scale. Dark Gaia is literally one planet's life force being eaten up in comparison to time itself. What are we talking about? That's not measurable growth.
And the
Also,
funny
it being measurable doesn't make it unquantifiable. Bro, hold on. it being measurable doesn't attack the bread and butter of my argument. The bread and butter of my argument is if you quantify it, it needs to be at a metric that puts like Sonic miles and miles ahead of his previous self every time he gets stronger. You haven't done that.
Part, using his logic, he accidentally proves Sonic's growth is quantifiable because each villain after Solaris still operates on those same metaphysical layers and Sonic continues to surpass them.
You're literally making presupposed arguments prove this claim, dog.
If Solaris destroyed dimensions, the End manipulates laws, and Sonic
doesn't manipulate laws. And even if he did, wait, pause. Tell me what laws he manipulates. Tell me what laws he manipulates. I would love to know. Can somebody tell me? Somebody tell me what laws the End manipulates. I swear to God, if he is talking, bro. Don't tell me this man. Don't tell me this man just went on AI overview and saw that people on Versus Battle Wiki were saying it, so he was gonna say it too. Wow. So because that's what they're gonna pull from, let's see their evidence for it. Because I would love to be informed, right? I would love to be informed. So we have, there we go. The embodiment of death. Hold on, pause. Isn't Majin Buu stated to be the embodiment of evil? Wait, so because hold on. So because a hype statement is made, right, about how someone chooses to use their power, that reflects to the grand totality of an abstract existence? What? So Kid Buu is an abstract being, y'all. Kid Buu is an abstract being. Oh my god, bro. Oh my god. Yo, y'all about to this is crazy. This is crazy. What's the interview?
まあ、ちょっと映像とは異なるんですが、ラスボスの話はちょこちょこ来ましたですね。
ラスボス。
ラスボスの名前をあえて
don't
今
know.
言ってないんですけれ
What
ど
are they
も、
saying?
まあ、スリルでやると出てくるあれの話とかですね。
はいはいはい。
それについてちょっとお聞きできれば。
そうですね、ラスから、作ってこなかったらちょっと思いつかなかったなっていうふうに確かに思います。
音でもおっしゃってましたけど、やっぱ。
Hold on. 5406.
まあ、ちょっと映像が異なるんですが、ラスボスの話はちょこちょこ来ましたですね。
ラスボス。
Okay. All right. Go back.
映像とは異なるんですが、ラスボスの話はちょこ
I'm gonna analyze everything he's saying, and then we're gonna put it in Chat GPT and translate it because I don't know what bro is talking about, and I don't know what he's saying. Y'all would think y'all would give us some type of English, but you know it's cool. All right.
そうですね。あとよく来ている質問であったのが、
All right, we're gonna start here, just in case I get a new caption.
まあ、ちょっと映像とは異なるんですが、ラスボスの話はちょこちょこ。
All right. That man sound like he's saying chugga. Come on now, man. All right. So this.
来ましたですね。
All right. Really, it should be this. All right. just so we can get some type of information, because I love to be wrong. So let's go ahead and get some of the evidence underway. We can start with which way is this going? Okay, this way. Start with the first one. That's right. And there was a question that came up often, as y'all can see right here. I just had the AI right here do it because it was easier and convenient. And then this one right there. Okay, this one we might need ChatGPT for. So, all right. Well, I don't know. Should we do it? Yeah, new tab. It'd just be easier that way. Okay. Maybe later. And then do this. All right. All right. Bam. Please hold while we get a translation. Please hold, because this is taking some time. Okay. I have an idea. I'll steelman this for now, because I can't get it. I can't get a good translation. They just sent like a random thing here, thinking that was supposed to prove my point. All right. This is something that we could probably get evidence for. So I'll probably lean towards this. If I have a debunk for, of course, there's no evidence that can be found for that. All right. So, okay, this is better. This is a better one. Well, for Frontiers, we can use the English dub because it was the one that came first, so that's fine. It's the Japanese adapted this. Also, that also kind of like backfires a little bit, because the adaptation rules they change now with Frontiers, because with the Japanese or like with the other like the earlier games, from everything before Frontiers, Japan did the script first. It was their idea. Everything came from them. Frontiers was written by Ian Flynn. That's a different thing. Ian Flynn wrote the script for Frontiers first, and because he did that, essentially the adaptation is Japan. Japan is doing the adaptation. So their words can be contradicted by Ian Flynn's. I'll get to that in a second. I can make some pretty iffy statements about this. So, like I said, this doesn't put them above Solaris at all. And again, this quite literally would extend into Sonic's timeline, like I mentioned before in the video. So that's fine. You're not proving anything here. But again, you made the claim that imaginary world is abstract. I need proof for this. That it's conceptual. I need proof for that. There's a lot that I need evidence for. So also, you said the imaginary world isn't 4D. or isn't like a spatial thing, but it's literally like stated otherwise. It's stated to be a 4D space by definition. So again, it's stated to physically exist. So it exists on a 4D level. But with that out the way, all I'm getting from this is that they can affect death on one thing. Like she can, or it, because it has a female voice. But like it can affect like all these things, all these worlds, right? In the singular timeline of Sonic. That's cool. I'm fine with that. I have no problem with that. All right, let's finish the video. Reality is not a outer versal level tiering. It's not a higher dimensional level tiering. So again, her destroying reality bit by bit does not account for Solaris, who could do the exact same thing on a higher tier. Also, reality is literally just what exists in the real scope. So again, if she was gonna wipe out all of the cosmology in Sonic's timeline, that's cool. But that doesn't prove anything about like true abstractions of being beyond dimensional constructs. Like you're not proving that. You're just proving that, like, again, she's beyond the dimensional order of Sonic itself. And that order is not anywhere near, anywhere near, anywhere near that of outer versal tiering or high hyper or anywhere near that. Also, keep in mind, in Ian Flynn, who made the character The End, who wrote the script for The End, guess what? He literally says out of his mouth that Solaris is stronger because he has the ability to wipe out the fourth dimension. Skipped over Ian Flynn. You you don't know what question begging is. Also, again, you're literally presupposing that it's metaphysics. You need to prove that. Like, what? Also, the primary definition of the word dimension is something that is like literally physical by definition, but go off. Prove that. You literally just did the same thing that you're claiming that I did. Also, I didn't make an assumption. I quoted Ian Flynn directly. Keep dicking though. No, they're not. Oh, no, they're not. They're in the process of doing so. But again, that's not a defeater at all. You're also strawmanning here. I never said it was just 3D destruction. I never said that. Oh, this man is so retarded. Okay, first and foremost, right? We need to understand that just planets or like just time itself being destroyed does not prove that metaphysical concepts are being addressed or being destroyed here. It's wholly non sequitur. Secondly, and most importantly, again, I never said it was just 3D destruction. It's 3D space, 1D time being destroyed. Where in that is that being contradicted? Like, what are we talking about? Prove that. Like, what are we talking about? In the erasure of temporal law. All right, y'all about to piss me off. Y'all keep using these statements of, oh, it's law, it's law, it's law. I don't think y'all know what these words actually mean. And it's really starting to irritate me when y'all quote these things as if like, oh yeah, y'all got it. So let me help y'all out. I'm gonna help y'all out. Exactly. Okay. So we'll start here, right? What is the law of time? That can refer to scientific principles from physics, such as Einstein's theory of relativity and the concept of time dilation, or onto metaphorical / philosophical principles for time management. So we're going to ignore that, right? In physics, time is not absolute, but is relative to an observer's speed and gravitational field. So let's this to this, right? You're proving that the erasure of time, again, proves the erasure of the concept of time dilation. It erases Einstein's theory of relativity because it doesn't do that, right? It erases scientific principles from physics. Is that what you're telling me? So that is different from me saying that Solaris is erasing the temporal dimension. That's a higher level. No. Him destroying a dimension is him affecting law. However, that doesn't put him any higher than what he destroyed. You keep mentioning law as if it puts him on a higher level than what he destroyed, and that is circular. That's not proving anything.
You have to unmake the idea of time itself for all those points to vanish simultaneously.
I'm done. Question beg.
And here's where it gets funny.
Prove this.
Calling that 3D destruction is like saying deleting a timeline isn't deleting time.
So not only is bro wrong, but he strawmanned me to build a point that led to a conclusion of him still being wrong.
It's a contradiction. Time isn't a place, it's the conceptual framework that connects cause and effect. If you
It's time as a concept. That's not time represented in a dimension. Thanks for that. You're conflating the abstract concept of time to the dimension of time, the 1D dimension of time. Two different things. You're then conflating someone saying that he's destroying time to him destroying the concept. You're also question begging by making the statement that in order for all points of time to be destroyed, the idea of time needs to be destroyed.
if you erase all points of time, you're not breaking matter, you're deleting the existence of sequence.
Not a defeater. That's not a defeater. That's where are you erasing conceptual sequence? Where are you erasing metaphysical sequence by destroying the temporal dimension? Please prove this claim. You're about to irritate me.
That's metaphysical, full stop. So when the dude says Solaris didn't do anything conceptual, he's basically ignoring the whole premise of the story.
No, I'm ignoring the random headcanon you came up with in your dome to meat ride a blue hedgehog who is way too old for you. But you did all this. You question begged, you straw man, you openly lied about what's being stated to get to a higher tier of destruction than 3D space and 1D time. That is pathetic. That is pathetic.
The game shows and explicitly states that all of time and existence were gone.
Again, what does that have to do with conceptual time? What does that have to do with the metaphysical, like the metaphysical concept, the metaphysical idea, the abstract concept of time? What does that have to do with that? Why is that not just in reference to spatial temporality in the 3D and 1D manifold?
And Sonic, Shadow, and Silver didn't just reverse that. They restored the concept of time and reality itself.
No, they didn't. They caused a time paradox by preventing Solaris from ever existing. The event of him coming into existence, which caused the events that literally created the nexus point and was destroying all the time and space, yeah, it doesn't exist anymore. It was paradoxed. That's not an AP thing. It's not a speed thing. You're again ignoring the premise of the story to get to a scaling chain. You're dick riding.
That's not 3D geometry being fixed. That's metaphysical recreation.
White space is the area left
Just
behind
literally
after the time
not
eater
proving
consumes
that.
the flow of time in that specific area. There's also statements of it being timeless and spaceless, but I'm going to explain what that means in context because some people seem to think that it's either zero dimensional or outer versal, but this place being without time and space doesn't really debunk anything, and I'll tell you exactly why. Because linguistically speaking, you can be without something and that thing not be non-existent. I'll give you a prime example. My phone in front of me right now, if my phone were to break, I'm existing without my phone. Like, my phone is not in a working state, therefore I'm without it. However, it still physically exists. It's just not working. It's not processing. It's not flowing. So the same thing would apply with the time as. Time exists, it's just that it doesn't flow and it's not going. And this is backed by multiple statements. Multiple. So in truth, white space is just another fodder realm that gets classified as outer versal for no true reason.
This guy really says without time and space doesn't mean it's a void. It just means time's flow is frozen. That's a non sequitur and a straight up misunderstanding of basic logic and language.
So Buddy just proceeded to ignore everything I said and they called it a non sequitur. All right, man, keep going.
The phrase without time and space literally means the absence of time and space not paused.
So again, you're cherry picking statements out of context and taking the contextual meaning and just throwing it at the wall and then saying, oh yeah, here's the literal meaning. Here's the literal meaning. But like, we're going to ignore what's stated in context and then ignore the other interpretation that can get to that linguistic use being perfectly fine. This is not logic. This is being pig-headed and ignorant. But hey, let's keep it going, man.
Not frozen, but gone. When something is without something, it means it lacks it entirely.
All right. All right, let's finish this video. I got things to do for the folks, so let's knock this out.
Saying without time and space means they just stopped working is like saying a car without wheels can still drive if it's just standing still. That's
Holy false equivalence and straw man of the logic. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. You taking what you want to hear and then misinterpreting it to make it fit your weird internal logic is not proving like the end all conclusion to my point. This is so garbage.
it's not clever interpretation, that's denial. In Sonic Generations, white space isn't a frozen timeline.
Verbatim stated to be a frozen timeline, but keep going.
It's explicitly described as the void left behind after the time eater consumes all.
That's not a defeater. That's not a defeater. All right, next argument. Next argument.
Does not get him to infinite speed because he didn't truly cross an infinite distance. Well, not with this sheer speed alone. See, the only way for this to actually measure up to an infinite speed feat is for him to truly cross the distance, either that or for him to break out of the zone with sheer speed alone. And he did neither of these things. There are 3 ways he got in, 3 ways he got out. All of those included extra items external to his actual speed, that including the hourglass, portals, and I think he also used the magic carpet to get in there a few times. So no, Sonic.
This guy says Sonic crossing the astral plane doesn't count as infinite speed because he used items like the magic carpet or the hourglass portals. That's not analysis, that's a false cause fallacy, wrapped in intentional downplay. He's confusing the tools with the traveler. Those objects don't replace Sonic's movement. They channel it. Sonic's will, speed, and control over dimensional travel are what make those items even work in the first place. Let's bring some actual Secret Rings context in, because clearly, this dude's never watched a cutscene past the title screen. In Sonic and the Secret Rings, Sonic's speed is what lets him sync with the World Rings' literal manifestations of creation and emotion. The magic carpet, it's a vessel, not autopilot. Sonic still pilots it, dodges dimensional breaks, and outruns collapsing narrative structures inside the Arabian Nights. The hourglass portals aren't
Wait. So because I can pilot a plane, I'm as fast as a plane? What? I'm done. So because I can pilot a plane, I'm as fast as a plane. Okay, so if that's the case, and he can do this with just sheer speed alone, why does he need the items in the first place? What's the purpose of the items? Please tell me what the purpose of those items are if he can just do it with sheer speed alone. Just like, bro, he's literally disrespecting my favorite Sonic game. Just threw Shahara out the. Just threw. I'm done. What supersonic argument?
teleports. They're time distortions that Sonic manually triggers using his energy and the World Rings. So even with items,
bro. All right, does he prove anything he says? No.
Rates on a level.
All right, cool. So he proves nothing he says. He just makes random claims and then says that he proved them. Yeah. This was trash. And if anyone honestly thought that this proved anything, yeah, you're dick riding. I ain't gonna lie. Buddy just kept making alternate interpretations and didn't provide any evidence that backed it to be true. Waste of my time. I'm not going to argue this. If you want to debate me, but don't make videos trying to clout chase off my name and then proceed to like actively be wrong about what you're saying. Come on now, bro. Like this is weird. Like make your own videos, scale Sonic the way you want to, but don't include my name in on it because you want some views. Anyway, like I said, y'all, this was gonna be quick. I wasn't gonna waste too much time. Like there's a giant might in that statement, and him getting stronger every second does not put him above Solaris. And it can put him above what he was in 06, but that doesn't mean like his base form is above Super Sonic in 06. That's not the case. That's just unjustified. But yeah, like I said, it wasn't gonna be that long. I don't want to put a time frame on it, but yeah, Goku versus Archie coming soon, and then after that, Goku versus Ben 10. Y'all know what it is. It's your boy. I'm out. Peace.